And so tell me a little bit, like take me back with your experience. When did you have symptoms of, you had the coronavirus?
Yes, yes.
How long ago?
In March.
Oh,
March
wow.
March 17th in the morning, I woke up just horrible, horrible. Had a real high fever. I had it for a continued month. I would get better for a day or two, and then I would get worse. And I'm spiky fever, and then it would go down, and then I would constant GI symptoms,
Oh,
just
man.
horrible. And when I first woke up that morning, it felt like I had swallowed a swarm of bees in my throat. Yeah, that's how it felt. It was
Awful.
awful. Couldn't swallow for 3 or 4 days. You know, constantly spitting out because I couldn't swallow. At that time, the testing was very, very rare, and you had to have breathing symptoms. And I didn't. My chest didn't hurt. I was coughing, but I didn't have any breathing problems until a month later, April 15th. And my husband said, I don't like the way you were breathing last night. So we're calling the doctor.
So this was literally a month of
A month,
symptoms,
a whole
pretty
month.
strong every day, or would it
It
kind of
would be okay
fade?
for it would be okay for maybe a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this all documented with my boss because every day we talked, and she would say, oh, you're doing better. And then I'd say, no, I'm not. I couldn't keep
Yeah.
food down, nothing. I lost 22 pounds
Wow.
in just that amount of time, which I'm thin anyway. So I was really,
Yeah.
really skinny.
Oh my gosh.
So then when I went to the hospital, I went to ER, and they found out that I had severe pneumonia in my left lung, and called in an infectious disease doctor, and he said that I had the COVID, even though I had tested negative
Oh,
in the
wow.
hospital. Yeah. And they couldn't keep my temperature down. They couldn't keep my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 58/50
Oh
for
my
like 3 or 4
gosh.
days in a row. I was in ICU for 3 days. I was on the COVID floor for 3 days. And then they put me on the regular floor for another 6.
Did you ever get a positive test or
No.
test positive for
Mm-mm. No,
antibodies or
because
anything?
no. Mm-mm.
Wow.
I haven't done the antibody test because my
Okay.
doctor said, I don't
It's
think
pretty clear that you had, yeah. I don't know
it's
that
not
you need it.
accurate enough. He says, I don't want you to be, he says, the fact that you're still having all these symptoms all these months later
Right.
is, yeah, that's indicated of it. And I belong to this group called Survivor Corps. There's over 115,000 members
Oh my gosh.
of people who have survived this but are still having issues, and doctors won't believe them. And the head of it has been on national TV. She's been on The Doctor. She's been on CNN. She's been on Dr. Oz. She's been all over, and trying to get the word out there. And that's why I'm doing this also.
Following that, you were released, I guess, when they thought you were well enough to go home, but you've obviously since then, I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking November now. What are you still seeing some symptoms?
Oh yeah. In June, I was still not feeling well. I called my doctor. He did more blood work and a whole thing again, and sent me for an X-ray, chest X-ray. And they saw something, so they sent me for a CT scan. And I still had pneumonia in July. As of July 20th, I still had it.
Wow.
Went to a pulmonologist in Bradenton, and she said she was concerned. So they put me on antibiotics. I was on a lot of antibiotics, even at home, because they wanted to get the infection down. But the fact that I still had it. So I just had another one in October, but she said it's gone down a little, mostly it's pulmonary fibrosis.
Now, have you experienced the hair loss as well?
Oh yeah.
People talk
In
about?
June, I started noticing it was thin a little bit, but no big deal. And then when I was getting ready for our wedding anniversary in July 17th, I had noticed, I thought, God, my hair feels funny. Right now I have a wig on. But
I was going to say it looks fabulous now.
Yeah, thanks. But I just didn't pay much attention to it until like the next day, I started having big clumps of hair where I would do like this with my hair, and I'd come out with big clumps of hair. My brush was full, and then I started noticing bald spots all over. Oh God, it was I was devastated, of course, and I was upset and I was angry. And I thought, well, I'm just going to try to make the best of it. So, and I bought a little teeny little wig at Goodwill just for fun. My girlfriend talked me into it. And I thought, well, I'm going to put this on. Well, I thought, no, I need to have something better. So I started ordering wigs. I have 10 of them.
Oh, wow.
I have different colors and everything because I still don't have much hair. And I lost about 75% of my hair. Experience of that.
Dermatologist we spoke to was describing how any kind of like shock to the body
Yes.
or stress to the body can
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
can spark this. So some people, women who have been pregnant or people who have
Yes.
had like a flu with really high fever
Yes.
have experienced it as well, which is interesting because I had never heard it. I didn't know that before, but they're
Yeah.
seeing an influx of people coming in
Yes.
with the very same problem. So
Yes.
when you're on this group of others that are, I mean,
two
more
groups,
than 100,000.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Who are they talking? Are you able to kind of talk with them about what they're experiencing too?
All
They're
the time.
similar things.
All the time.
Mhm.
And when, after I had looked it up on Google about hair loss, this thing popped up in the corner that said Survivor Corps. And so I went in and of course you have to join and be approved. And then once I got in, that was the first thing I asked. Has anybody experienced hair loss after having COVID? About 3 or 4 months out, because it doesn't happen until 2 or 3 or 4 months out.
Right.
And this had 40 comments in a matter of minutes.
But it's kind of a security blanket for a lot of people, and losing that there's a trauma with it associated too of
Sure.
feeling like you're not in control of
Yep.
of anything, and
Exactly.
it's something that people kind of attach to their identity, and especially
Yeah.
women.
Exactly.
So has that been hard for you too? Just you've
It
obviously
was.
made the best of it.
Yeah, it was in the beginning. Now I'm having fun with it. I'm trying to. And through another site that I joined called Support for Hair Loss and Wigs, I'm now going to be modeling different wigs for a company.
Are you experiencing any hair growing back yet, or is it still
Yeah, a
starting
little
to
bit
come
up
out?
here, about this much.
So
in
that's
the
how
hairline.
long after it started? This was
Since,
July, you said? July, August, September, October,
July.
November. So 4 months later.
I'm just making the best of it until it comes back.
Right. And it will. That's
That's
what
the
she
thing.
said.
And to me, I feel it's happened for a reason. All of this has happened for a reason. I prayed to God and I said, I'm ready if you want to take me. I know I'm here for a reason, but I was prepared.
Well, I'm glad you're still here.
Well, thank you.
Glad he
Me
wasn't
too.
ready to take you yet.
Nope. He wanted me to do this.